Hey, don't sit there. Come here. Ow. Damn it, Bean, I got one of your hairs in my eye. Excuse me, ma'am. No, this is not for you. I know you like green tea because you got a hold of it, but no, not for cats. Ow. Hot. Come here. Don't be looking at me like that. Come here. Here you go. I'm watching you, Missy. Oh, I forgot to turn the outlet on. Oh, hi, Sofa. Okay. What are you staring at? Are you upset? Okay, she's upset. Let me adjust you guys again. I think Sofa just realized that her brother left the room. Anyway, how is everyone? How's your either day or night treating you? Bean? Bean? Oh, I'm so sorry that your weekend's not treating you well. Do I bite my nails? No. I used to. I bite my lip a lot though, especially when my anxiety flares. Bean? Hi. What do I do on my channel? I do a lot of cosplay storytelling of my characters, and I do Paranormal Tuesdays and Storytime Saturdays, which is just a big video of a couple chapters of one of my books that I haven't cosplayed, and I do live streams of story times. You could have any superpower, what would it be? Wings. I've always wanted to fly. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to pop in because I know some of them like the lives but can't make it. Ow. It's hot but soothing on my throat. My throat's kind of sore. Do you need help getting up there, Bean? Hang on, I have to go help the kitten. Come here, baby. You want to go see your little sister? There you go. Hi, sofa. Oh. I knocked you guys over. Hi. Girl, you're so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm watching the cats. I don't see these two interact that often. Probably because they're mean to each other like that. What's my channel about? I explain this by saying I'm a cosplay storyteller because I tell stories, but I also cosplay my characters. And half the stories that I tell, aside from this one is not mine, but all the other stories on my channel are mine. And I do something called Paranormal Tuesdays for all of my ghost fans out there. The cats are getting into something. How's everyone's day been? Do you hate your sister that much? Okay then. What's my skincare routine? I don't really have one. I have what I call depression skin. I like wash the crap out of it all the time. And then I just like, I put cold water on my face in the mornings. Sometimes I'll like forget, but I wash it like the next morning if I forget. Yeah, I just use something called honeycomb scrub. It's really good. My skin hates me because I wear a lot of makeup though. Hi. Sophia, what are you doing? She's under the bed, sorry. An eyelash just fell in my eye. Oh my god. Ah, it hurts. I hate when that happens. Or if you get like dog hair, cat hair in your eye. How's everyone's week been? No, I'm not saying that. I think there's a cat at my door. I can hear the little bell. I should try ASMR. I get told that a lot. I tried an ASMR live stream once. Keyword tried. I couldn't do it. I can't do live streams of ASMR and stuff like that. I've been debating doing an ASMR video. I just don't have a mic. So I haven't done it. And now both the cats are underneath the bed. I think we can get started now. Bye. My eyes like still bugging me. Well, thank you for subscribing. See you later. I don't know how to say that and I don't want to butcher it, but since you're heading out, see you later. Hang on, my fucking eye. Oh my god. Anyway. In theory, the idea was simple. With only 4 days to put the plan in action, it was the details that presented the challenge. What will you wear to the royal ball? Fiona asked in a dreamy voice the next morning. Oh, I wish Clara was here. She'd love to see you all dressed up. I know, Tiki said. I've been thinking about her so much. Let's go and see her tomorrow. Do we dare? Tiki nodded. I've been thinking of a way. If we pretend to be from a church and stop by as a charity visit to see the children, I think they'll let us in without asking questions about our parents. She eyed Fiona's soiled trousers and shirt. We'll need to go over to Petticoat Lane and find a dress to wear, though. A dress? Fiona's voice rose in surprise. Bean, you cannot Velcro yourself to the bottom of that bed. Jesus. We're going to pretend to be girls. But you are girls, aren't you? Tiz asked from across the room. Tiki laughed. I'm not sure half the time anymore. Petticoat Lane was over in Aldgate next to Spitalfields Market in the East End. They were lucky to catch Boot there, as it was almost half a day's walk from Charing Cross. The streets of Excuse me, ma'am. Bean! Hang on, the cat is... Oh my god. That's what I thought. Jesus Christ. Oh, and I knocked you guys. Sorry. Hang on. Hi, welcome in. Tea break, hold on. I'm getting a little sick. My ear, I have the beginning of an ear infection, so I need the tea. Anyway, back to the story. Oh, thank you. Bean! The streets of Petticoat Lane were jammed with shoppers when they arrived. The lane was one of the two main exchanges where second-hand clothes were sold. Get out of that. Fruit, get your fruit. Apples and oranges fresh all day. I've played a game where they said something close to this. It was a creepy game, but I'm getting off topic, sorry. The cries of a hostmongers. I think that's how you say that. Excuse me. mean? Anyway, like I was saying, I don't know some of the words in this. Never seen them spelled. So, sorry if I butcher them. Were like bird calls, sharp and piercing. Tiki had brought a coin purse. Again, I can't talk. I apologize if I stutter. They picked off a woman Charing Cross yesterday. It was stuffed into the depths of her trousers pocket, deep enough where no one could pick her pocket. They were going to need every one of those coins today. She stopped at a cart of a costermonger selling an assortment of material items. The glint of a small knife that had caught her eye, and Riker's words came back to her. The Fae have a weakness to iron. You should get a knife with a blade made of iron and carry it with you no matter what. And you've got to be prepared to use it. She slipped her fingers around the hilt and turned the knife back and forth, letting the blade glint in the soupy light of the day. I've never heard that phrase before. The memory of Marcus grabbing her in the alley was never far from her mind. She would not be caught unarmed again. Seamus could show her how best to defend herself with a knife. Ah, that's a beauty, my fine fellow. The man moved close to her, his squinty eyes measuring Tiki to determine her ability to pay. Sorry, the cats are getting into stuff again. I am so sorry if I keep looking to the side. Pure iron blade on that one. Slice through the thickest meat. How much? Tiki's attention was drawn to a young man standing behind the vendor. There was something about the intensity with which he watched their transaction that disturbed her. His hair was long and dark, like the feathers of a crow pulled back behind his head. His features were striking, almost foreign, with large black eyes that seemed bottomless. Fun fact: black-eyed children are actually demonic. Do with that what you will. She shuddered and turned back to the vendor. A special price for you today, young sport, the vendor replied. Only 1 shilling 4 pence. Done. Tiki was digging the coins out of her pocket when a sickening realization of who the young man reminded her of twisted her stomach. He looked like her attacker in the alley, the one Riker had called Marcus. She looked up, but he was gone. With a sense of determination, Tiki stood on her tiptoes, twisted her head, trying to locate him. Okay, going off topic again, but I have a feeling that Riker is related to the Faes because he knew a Fae by name. And that Fae was not nice. And he knows a lot about them. But I could be wrong. She dropped the coins into the vendor's grimy hands, anxious to get away. With a shaking hand, she took the knife and slipped it into a small pocket on the back of her trousers where it could easily be reached. Fiona raised an eyebrow. What's that for? Protection. From who? Fiona grinned, a dimple appearing on one cheek. Riker getting a bit cheeky. Tiki forced a laugh as she fingered the cool wooden handle. Something like that. She wouldn't tell Fiona the truth. There was enough to worry about without scaring her as well. Fried fish, oysters, 3 for a penny. The cries of a nearby fishmonger The cries of a nearby fishmonger cut through the air, and An ambience filled the passengers, blocked the middle of the road. Its two horses jerked their heads, causing the reins to jiggle as they waited impatiently to move forward. Tiki and Fiona cut around the carriage, always careful to avoid the steaming piles left behind the horses. A brewer's dray and hay wain waited as well, along with private carriages and pest trains to add. I have no idea how to say this last word, so I'm just gonna skip it because I don't want to butcher it. To add to the chaos, street children darted in and out of masses of people, shouting and laughing along the front of every shop. Hung rack upon rack of second-hand clothes for sale. Tea break, hold on. Okay, back to the story. Several times, Tiki thought she had spotted faces that didn't seem to belong to the crowd. Excuse me! Don't tear that up! Sorry, cats being cats. Their skin too perfect, their features almost flawless. But when she'd look again, they'd be gone. An unsettled feeling wormed its way through her chest. A fear that was starting to imagine things that weren't there. Damn Riker anyway. As they drew near the racks of clothes on display, Tiki crinkled up her nose. What's the smell? What's that smell? It's the clothes. Most have never been washed, Fiona said. Come on. She grabbed Tiki by the hand and pulled her along, weaving through the crowd. Her head turned this way and that as she examined the goods hanging in front of each store. We need fine ladies' clothes, not these rags that any woman on the street would wear. Tiki looked at Fiona in surprise. How do you know what fine ladies wear? Fiona tossed her head. I'm not blind. I know how a lady dresses. Besides, she sniffed. You know perfectly well that my mom was a seamstress before she passed. Oh. She lowered her voice. Remember she used to work for MacGeorger? Been a while since that name has been mentioned. Oh. Yep, story time. Though it had been almost 2 years since Tiki had escaped from the drunken attackers of her own uncle, she would never forget the abject fear she felt whenever he was near. Fiona had told her that MacGeorger had the same mean streak, that he liked to beat women and children. This story is getting dark. Wait. Fiona came to a stop, her head swiveled to the left as she spotted another rack of clothes. Let's go look over there. She pulled Tiki toward the shop with an entire rack of dresses on display. What are you looking for? Tiki asked. You need something fancy, but that won't draw too much attention. A full skirt, but without... Again, I have no idea how the fuck to say this word. A crinoline? I think? Again, some of the words in this story I have never seen before. But without a crinoline. How anyone can even walk in those things, I'll never know. If you can hear that, hang on, she's getting after things. Excuse me! You are worse than your brother. Jesus. Okay, I'm back. Tea break. Sorry if I keep stopping for a lot of tea breaks. My throat's sore and it's helping. Yeah. Yeah, especially the kittens. The last story time was chaos. Because literally all the cats were in here. And they were all had the zoomies. And then the golden retriever got in here somehow. I don't know. Oh, thank you. I have Band-Aid ones because my Nana sends me abstract leggings sometimes. I don't know where they went. But I love these so much. They're so soft and so warm. Half my closet is just like spooky. I'm a spooky bitch. Anyway. Fiona was muttering to herself. Something that gathers in back a little that might pass for a bit of bustle. Her eyes scanned the rows. Suddenly she stopped. Her dirty hand reached forward and pulled out the skirt of an ivory and gold colored dress. That is actually a pretty color. Huh? Am I accident prone? I used to be. I still am. I'm clumsy. I fall all the time. I'm always covered in bruises. Yeah. Anyway. Twisting it this way and that in the light. This might do. They're scratching out the wall. Sorry. Tiki considered the gown Fiona found. The neck looks a little low, Tiki said, and big. It's meant to be worn off the shoulder, Fiona replied. Simple lines, the gold overskirt, could really be quite spectacular in the right light. And we all know gold is the color royals like. She turned and looked Tiki up and down before turning back to the gown. Might be a bit big, but we can take in the waist. Tiki pulled up the edge of the skirt to survey the expense of material. That's a lot of fabric, Fee. This dress has a lot smaller skirt than most of these, especially the dresses meant. Hang on, someone's texting me. Oh my god. Okay, where was I? Now she's tearing up a box she found. Oh my god. Especially the dresses meant to go over crinoline. I might have said that completely different than before, but that's okay. Will I look odd if I don't wear one? No, Fiona snorted. You don't need one of those big old hoops anyway. She hugged Tiki's arm. You're going to be the most beautiful girl at the ball when I'm done with you. Tiki smiled but didn't reply. It was difficult to remember what it felt like to be a girl and impossible to even imagine being beautiful. Fiona shoved the gown back between the other gowns so it could barely be seen. Come on, let's make sure we haven't missed anything else. Tiki followed through the rows of stands and hanging garments, feeling slightly lost and disoriented. She never had much interest in clothes when she lived with her parents. Now she knew how much more freedom there was in a pair of trousers. How much have we got in the coin purse? Fiona asked. Tiki recited the amount in a low whisper close to Fiona's ear, so no one else could hear. But we have to use some of it for the top hat for Seamus, and some slippers to wear with my gown. And we still need a dress for you to visit Clara. Fiona stopped dead in her tracks. And what for Seamus? Tiki giggled. Yeah, the animals are causing chaos. They're kittens, so. I'm surprised if you can hear that. Like, she's in the farthest part of the closet. Anywho. Tiki giggled. Seamus is going to be my driver, of course. He needs a hat. Fiona laughed out loud. Seamus is going to be a ruddy gentleman. This I have to see. If you guys have, for those of you who have been following this story from chapter 1, you know exactly why that is funny. Hi, welcome in. They'd searched through most of Petticoat Lane before Fiona led her back to the first dress. As they passed the shop window, Tiki stopped. Fee, she called. Fiona retracted her steps and to stand next to Tiki in front of the bay window. Oh, I love bay windows. I'm getting off track again. Inside was a display of masks. Sequins sparkled. I thought that was supposed to say mannequins for a second. Sequins sparkled from around the cutouts for the eyes, and feathers arched from the brow. Tiki motioned to the... Excuse me. Why are you bapping at my foot? Why are you under my feet right now? Excuse you. Sorry, both the kittens are doing things. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? While we're off track, I'm gonna take a tea break because my throat is killing me. Ow. It is starting to feel better though. Yeah, that, and I have a little bit of a stutter that I've had forever. It comes out a lot when I try and talk faster than I normally do, especially when I'm doing this, because I have social anxiety. And reading out loud tells my brain you need to go faster. Or certain words like munchkin. I couldn't say munchkin for the longest time because my stutter would not let me. I forget what word it is, but now I can't say another word that I used to be able to say. I said part of it the other day. Or I have a really hard time with pro-trade. I used to have a hard time with Wednesday. I would say Wednesday to teach myself how to say it without stuttering. I'm getting off track. Back to the story. Oh my god. Well, I just made my eye worse. Sorry, hang on. Tiki motioned to the contents of the window. I need a mask. Oh, good lord, you're right, Fiona said. Something simple, Tiki warned. I don't want to draw attention to myself. Look at that gold one in the back, Fiona pointed. that will go with your dress. Oh. What is my advice to love reading? Just find, like for me, I used to hate reading. But I found what really got me into reading was Black Butler. Yeah, I read that pretty young. Or like Maximum Ride. That really, like, you just find a genre that just clicks with your brain and then you love reading after that. That's what happened with me. I don't know. I still have to spell it Wednesday because my phone is weird and my brain hasn't. There's certain things my brain retains. Like, I took a Spanish class. Literally none of it clicked. None of it stayed. And learning, well, I'm not going to expose myself on that, though. But Wednesday, it's my brain's like, is still confused on that. I would say I'm glad for autocorrect. But bad spelling runs in my family. So if I spell something wrong, it autocorrects to a completely different word. I actually learned how to spell wedding by just saying, this is weird, but I would do wed, and then I would, like, triple up the D's in my brain, and I spelled it. And I learned how to spell anime, half of animal. What are you meowing about, Sofa? Your brother's not in here if that's who you're looking for. Why are you under my feet again? What are you doing? Everyone in my family is bad at spelling, so I don't know if that's, like, scientifically proven. But yeah. I actually have a cat. Hang on, we're getting off topic because we have a friendly interruption. Friendly interruption. I don't know. Oh my god, I can't see out its eye right now. Hang on. Anyway, I don't know what she is, but she is so cute. But she has, like, the fur of a Mancoon and the paws of, like, a Norwegian forest cat. Thank you. Just because that fell does not mean you get to go after it. It's time for you to settle down. Welcome, Sofa. But this is Bean. Yeah. I would pick up her sister, but she hasn't, well, she's been here the same amount, but they spent a lot more time desensitizing Bean to being held and picked up and all that stuff. Because they had her first, so Sofa's not used to it. She's getting used to it. Slowly, but yeah. What's the name? The one I just had in my lap is named Bean, and the one that was meowing is named Sofa. And then there's more cats out there named Boba, Bruce, Moo, Minnie. And then there's one that I cannot say her name on here because she's named after something that is not allowed on YouTube. But then there's the dogs that have the cutest names ever. Sofa like the couch? Yeah. Yeah. I had no say in naming them because they were here when I moved in. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I open the door right now, Minnie and Moo Moo will be at my door, but I'm not going to. Yeah. My brother actually named Boba because when they got her, she was called Baby because she was a stray, and everyone called her Baby. But he always wanted a cat named Boba. Yeah. We don't know how she reacts to actually seeing Boba, though, because we haven't had Boba in years. Love the shit, though. Hang on, I hear cats getting into shit. Go say hi to your brother, baby. The door is open. You just have to go. Hi, Brucey. You coming in, baby? Okay. Oh, I knocked it over. I'm leaving the door open so the cats can go in and out. Yeah. Bruce has joined us, and so has Minnie. Hi, Bruce. You want to come cuddle? Oh, and so has Moo Moo. Bruce is the biggest cuddle bug out of all of them. Hi. Come here, Brucey. Oh, he's already purring. You hear Dewey barking. Yeah, that's a golden retriever. Yeah. Can I have my lap back? Oh, well, thank you. Biggest cuddle bug out of them all. Don't be getting into my tea. He's been in a mood, though. Hi. Okay, bye. Where was I? Did I accidentally turn the page? Hang on, I have to find my place. Oh, I didn't accidentally turn the page. Oh, yeah, I love cats. I love all animals. For the longest time, he's upset because his mother just went out the door. Hey, you be nice to the baby. But for the longest time, dolphins were my hyperfixation. I have an old bookmark right here. Oh my god. Anyway. Both the dogs have separation anxiety, so if you hear them, they want their mom. Tika gazed doubtfully at the frilly feathers attached to the center of the mask. I can't imagine wearing half a bird on my face. A vegan teacher, do not watch. Woof woof, yeah. The one that's woofing is Dewey. He's only a year-old golden retriever. Hi, Dewey. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna have to go back in there. Don't jump on me. Dewey's a loud boy. Yes, he is. Which is weird because his brother Nacho is a corgi. And he's supposed to be loud, but he's not. Are you playing tag? Sorry, two cats just came in here running at each other. I can hear the golden retriever. Zoomies activated. Yeah. Sorry, I'm watching Moo Moo and Bean play. It's so cute. Okay, I need to stop getting off track. Nacho the Corgi is my favorite. Oh my god. Yeah, he is so sweet. My sister actually has 2 corgis, 1 golden retriever, and she wants a wiener dog. Hi! We have a visitor. Oh my god, I have like hair in my face. Or my face, my eye. Don't look at me like that. Sorry, I'm getting sick. You'll be glad for it when you're there and everybody else is wearing one. Welcome, Minnie. Fiona replied, especially if you're sneaking around. She nudged Tiki with her elbow and smiled. They returned to the shop where Fiona spotted the gold ivory dress. The shopkeeper eyed them with a frown. What do you 2 lads want with the dress? It's a gift, Fiona snapped. I'll give you 3 shillings for it. The man's eyes narrowed. The price is 6 shillings. I'll give you 3 shillings, 6 pence. But you'll throw in some slippers, Fiona replied. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but pence is pennies. Would you stop? The cat's got the zoomies. Oh dear God. You want up here, Minster? Oh, no, he wants to attack his sister. Anyway, back to the story. Tiki glanced over her shoulder as Fiona negotiated, trying to ignore an uneasy sense that she was being watched. They were paying for the dress. She had nothing to feel uncomfortable about. Still, there was something that pricked at her senses. Fiona haggled back and forth with the shopkeeper until they finally agreed on a price, and she managed to have him throw in a plain brown dress as well. Sorry, the cats. Feline zoomies are the most unpredictable. Yes, they are. Especially since I had to give my dog to my dad because she wouldn't get along with my sister's dogs. They have been in here a lot more, and therefore they sleep in here. But every fucking night at 3 a.m., they wake me up. One scratching at the door, and then one's running around, and then 2 hours later, another one wants out, and then they want back in, and then it just keeps going and going and going until I shut all of them out. I love them, but I don't get sleep because of them. Anyway, back to the story. Keep getting sidetracked. Oh, I already read that. They left with Fiona gaily. Oh. I forgot that's how you used to say happy back in the day. Yeah. They left with Fiona gaily swinging their bag of purchases. If only that old... I have no idea how to say this word. It looks like coder, but it has a G. Coder? We'll go with that, because I don't know how to say it. If only that old coder could see you when you're all fixed up. Excuse me, she said. He'd probably lose his teeth. Hey, that is probably why he's mad at you, because you smack him. Sorry. Fuck, my throat's swollen. He'd probably lose his teeth when I get done with you. He wouldn't recognize his own dress. She grinned over at Tiki. I bet he'd think you were bloody royalty yourself, he would. Oh. Oh, they're playing this time. Sorry. I'm just watching a father and daughter play. It's adorable. Tiki giggled. It was hard to imagine looking much different from the way she did every day, masquerading as a boy, in her dark trousers and oversized jacket. He'd probably only wish that he'd struck a harder bargain for the dress. Fiona barked out a laugh. That's true, too. I hate when authors don't put dots for large time skips. And you're just confused. Oh, thank you. Yeah, sorry if you can hear that. She's yelling at Dewey. Because he's probably pushing up on her when she's trying to cuddle him. He does that. The only way to like calm him down when you want cuddles is like to stroke his ear. That puts him to sleep. I'm getting off track again. The next afternoon, he entered the hospital wearing one blue dress. She scrubbed her face and hands with the water from the fountain in Trafalgar Square. That's the new square. The old man has zoomies. Okay. And her hair hung down her back in soft, dark waves. Bruce, be nice! Beside her, Fiona was wearing a simple brown dress they'd battered for in Petticoat Lane. Being dressed like a girl brought back bittersweet memories of Tiki's life before. Having tea with her mother, dressing for dinner, it was when an image of her uncle surfaced that she pushed the memories away. His dark, brooding stare, the memory of his volatile temper, still gave her shivers, even now. Mama, what are you doing, girl? Sorry, the cat's... I want to say what I normally say, but I can't say that. Well, I can, but I'll get demonetized. We don't want to do that. They entered the hospital and approached the woman at the front desk. Excuse me, miss. Tiki was pleased that the attendant wasn't the nurse they had met the night they'd brought Clara in. We're here from St. Timothy. Give me a minute. St. Timothy's chapel to visit the lying children today. Oh, that's so sweet of you girls. The young nurse replied, looking Tiki and Fiona up and down with a smile. What nice, understanding young women. She got up from her chair. Let me show you the way. Tiki and Fiona followed her down a long hallway and paused outside a door. The nurse lowered her voice. Some of the children have no family visiting, so they'll be extra glad to see you. Bless you, girls. She smiled again and disappeared back down the hall. Yeah, a lot of medical staff have stories of children being hospitalized and families not visiting. It's sad, really. So that's accurate, at least. Tea break, hold on. Ow. Sorry, I hit my tooth. I'm surprised this thing isn't like chipped from how much it gets hit. Tiki drew a deep breath as she entered the hall. What was that? That was the cutest but weirdest jump ever. Tiki drew a deep breath as she entered the hall, trying to suppress the anxiety that filled her. Clara was going to be better, she repeated to herself. Most of the sick children were sleeping. But those who weren't just... Why is everyone raptor jumping right now? Sorry, the cats. Yeah, I do that a lot. I've done it with a straw. I face planted into concrete, and I still have like a fully intact tooth, which is surprising. But then again, I did drink a lot of fluoride, and according to dentists, that like makes your teeth superhumanly strong. I used to live in a small town with well water, so tastes disgusting, but apparently it does something to your teeth that makes them unnaturally strong, apparently. I don't know. Where was I? Most of the sick children were sleeping, but those who weren't just stared at them with hopeless eyes. By the time they reached the sixth bed and still hadn't found Clara, Tiki could feel a fluttering in her chest, making it hard to breathe. They circled the room again. Clara wasn't there. Oh, God. Tiki looked in Fiona's eyes, now brimming with tears, and saw the question there. She wouldn't allow herself to believe it, not Clara too. She turned to look over the beds in the room again, making sure that she hadn't somehow missed the little girl. I will be right back. Hey, don't attack me. Are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm fine. I just hear you dying. I was laughing. What did he do? Yeah. Go! Stay. Sorry, I have to look again. Okay. I'm back. I went to check on my sister because I just hear chaos happening in her room. Oh. Be nice to your sister. That is not being nice. Bruce is back. Anyway, let's get back to the story, because I think we are almost done with this chapter. Yeah, these chapters aren't very long. Oh, you like my hair? Thank you. I need to dye it again. I like dyeing my hair. I dyed it pink because I found old pictures of how I looked with pink hair. And I asked my best friend how I looked, and she's like, fire. I used to have like an ombre pink and purple, but I did a lot of swimming, so the purple was gone in like a day. Excuse you. Anyway. A deep hacking cough came from a nearby room, and Tiki jerked around with a start. She hadn't noticed the closed door before. She hurried over. Everyone is just... You better not have pissed in there. I will be mad if you did. Excuse me, sir. Now he's got the idea. Hang on. Excuse me. Okay, we're good. He didn't. Hard to tell sometimes with him, especially since all the cats have not been the best recently. Neither have the dogs, but that's okay. Everyone's just not listening. Why are you sniffing my foot? These cats have a weird... Okay. Bean and Minnie have a weird obsession with feet. Moo Moo, Boa, the other cat that I can't say, and Minnie in this one too, have a weird obsession with hair. They're strange, but I love them still. Anyway. She hurried over to peek through the glass window embedded in the door. There was another small ward behind the door. Only 4 beds there, each of them filled. Tiki read the word on the door, quarantine, before she yanked it open. She could see a small tousled blonde head laying on one of the pillows and rushed over. Fiona on her heels. Everyone's running around. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. Clara was lying on her side with her thumb in her mouth, eyes closed. Again, little intermission with a fact. If you don't stop that habit for a while, you get an open bite, and that could cause a lot of problems for you. So much so to the point where you can't bite because it's putting pressure on like your teeth, and over time that pressure will move your teeth if it's continuous pressure. Same with like a tongue thruster, not taking the pacifier away early enough. Oh, welcome back. Anyway, where was I? Clara was lying in the bed with her thumb in her mouth, eyes closed. She was pale and drawn. Tiki reached out and put a gentle hand on the little girl's head, unable to hold back tears that ran down her face. The drop landed on Clara's cheek, and she opened her eyes to look up at Tiki. Her eyes sprang to life, and she lifted her arms to hug the older girl as sobs shook her frail little shoulders. Are you attacking my shoe? Can someone explain to me what he's doing? He's rolling around like a dog, but on my shoe. And he's been doing it for days. Excuse me. That is not yours. Be nice. Be nice or get out. Sorry. Cats are cracking you up. Yeah, they're a riot half the time. But Moo Moo, since she's a cow cat, she goes on and off for wanting attention or not wanting attention. She's absolutely a princess. You can tell too. She's definitely a daddy's girl. And I've learned how to make her be nice. All I say is, that's not very princess behavior. What would your father think? And she stops. I actually have an infected cut on my hand from her during one of her mood swings. I actually got my throat started being sore after this got infected. I got headaches. I don't know if it's connected. I don't know. Yeah. I bet if you could see them, it would be even funnier. But I share a room, and half the room is clean, the other half is a mess, and I do not want to share that at all. If I didn't share a room, I would show you, but I don't think so. I might. I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty fucking small. I hope not. But I've been drinking tea because every time I start to feel a little sick, I start drinking green tea and it goes away. Green tea is actually very helpful. So is broth. Last time I was sick, I don't know what I caught, but I was sick for like 3 weeks. The first week, I could not get out of bed. I had to force myself to get up and stumble down the hallway to get food and water because I could not get up. The second week, I could at least stand, but I was dizzy. And the third week, I could breathe finally. It would have been much longer if I didn't drink all the broth that we had. Yeah, I've been cleaning it a bunch because that's something I'm afraid of because I don't know what that shit does to you. But it is kind of weird that after it got infected, I have been getting sick and had headaches. I don't know if this tiny of an infected cat scratch can do that, but if it can, I'm probably fucked if I have it. I don't know what it does. I just know it's bad. Oh, fuck. Anywho. You had the plague. It felt like it. And I've had COVID. Oh, sorry. I did something on my screen. And I've had COVID before. Oh my god. It was worse than COVID. Oh my god. At least with COVID, I could walk after like 3 days. But I was in bed for like a week. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Back to the story. I thought you'd left me, she sobbed. I thought you didn't love me anymore. Oh, poor girl. Oh, sorry. My phone tricks me sometimes by making it look like I have a new comment, but it's really just someone texting me. Shh, Tiki said. Welcome, Minnie. Clara. Everything's alright. We'll always love you, and we'll never leave you, I promise. Bruce! Be nice! Jesus. Clara, we brought you a hot cross bun, Fiona said in a bright voice. She pulled the squashed bun from the pocket of her dress and showed it to the little girl. Slightly going off topic, pockets on dresses is needed. Because women's jeans do not have pockets. They literally don't, and it's annoying. Anyway. Bruce, how the fuck did your hair get in the book? Clara gave a hiccuping sigh. She pulled Tiki's hand out. I read that completely wrong. She pulled Tiki's hand to her cheek and reached out to take the bun from Fiona. Are you working hard at feeling better? Tiki leaned down close to Clara's face as the little girl laid her head back down on the pillow. I will now. She rested her cheeks on Tiki's hand. Now that I know you'll come for me, Clara will never leave you. We're your family, Tiki said. Fuck. We only brought you here because you were too sick to stay with us. We needed the hospital's help to get you well. That's why you're here. And when you're feeling much better and stop coughing, then you'll come home with us. Fiona leaned down slightly, breathless. And we're going to live someplace new, with food in the cupboard, and Tiki's going to the ball. It feels weird saying like cuts and sentences out loud. Going to the ball at the ouch. Fiona narrowed her eyes at Tiki. Why'd you kick me? We'll tell Clara about all that later. Tiki gave Fiona a look before she turned back to Clara. But for now, all you need to concentrate on is getting well enough to come home. And we'll all be together again, and I'll tell you a story every night before bed. Okay, Clara sighed, her eyes beginning to droop again. Will you tell me more fairy stories like your mom told you? Yes, of course. For now, you need to sleep, but listen to me, Clara. Even if you don't see us for a few days, we're thinking of you always and love you very much. We'll be back for you. Never forget that. And we'll... Excuse you. Stop antagonizing him. Just because he's old does not mean you get to bully him. What did I just say? If you're not going to be nice, you are not allowed in here. Oh my god. Oof. Sorry, one of the cats was bullying Bruce. Literally. I mean, they've calmed down now. Other than what just happened with Minnie, but he's not in here anymore. Anyway. And we'll bring you another bun, Fiona added. Clara nodded, watching Tiki's face with adoring eyes. You look pretty, Tiki. It's going to be different when you come home. He's attacking a plank of wood. Where did that plank of wood come from? Sorry, I'm getting off track. It's going to be different when you come home. We're going to be warm all the time, and we're always going to have enough food to eat. Tiki felt Fiona giving her a questioning look, but she ignored her. Truly? Clara whispered, her eyes brightening again. Yes, truly. Tiki smoothed the blonde curls from her forehead. Now the very most important thing is for you to sleep and eat everything the nurses give you so you can get stronger and come home, okay? Okay. Clara nodded as another deep cough shook her body. I have a feeling on what she is sick with, but I might be wrong. What am I reading? I am reading Fairy Ring by Kiki Hamilton. Love this story. And a lot of my raindrops love it too. Anyway. Oh. Tiki pulled a piece of lavender lace from inside her coat. It was a shred she kept from one of her mother's dresses. Here, let me tie this around your wrist. Be nice to your sister. You be nice to the baby. Grumpy old man. Oh, I thought this said cod for a second. Cool. Yeah. Really good story so far. In my opinion, it is not as good as Lightlark or Court of Thorns and Roses, but it is up there. It's in my top 10 list. If you ever doubt me, you look at this piece of lace and know this is my promise to you that I'll be back. It's prettiful. I think it's supposed to say prettyful, but I said it too fast. It's prettyful, Clara said in an awestruck voice. She ran a little finger over the delicate lace, her lips curving in a tired smile. Thank you, Tiki. Everybody just be cool. You're welcome. Now close your eyes and we'll stay here for just a minute and hold your hand while you fall asleep, just like always. Tiki clutched the small hand in hers and leaned down to gently kiss her cheek. Don't do that. You're gonna get sick. I understand, but you're gonna get sick. I love you, little Clara, she whispered. Get well soon. It took only a few moments before Clara fell asleep, a smile on her thin face. Come on, Teak. We better go. Fiona tugged at Tiki's sleeve. Do not go for my feet. Tiki laid Clara's hand on the pillow, a little strip of lavender lace around her wrist, a spot of color against her pale skin. She straightened up and followed Fiona from the quarantine room. They went down a long hallway, several carts filled with items for the hospital rooms were parked in between doors that led to other wards. Did you find another one of my shoes? No, he found my jeans. God damn it. Excuse you! That's how you get the plague. I think my theories for what she's sick with is either the plague or smallpox. But they haven't said she has sores. So. Which plague? I don't know. I want to say bird flu, but I think that is like a completely different time. It's not the Black Plague, because that was before the timeline in the story. Because in this storyline, they have trains. I don't know. It's something. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, you guys are dying. I always start with like a full battery. But I am a chatterbox when I'm in live stream, so it sometimes dies fast. Anyway. Tiki gazed up and down the hallway as they wound their way back to the entrance, trying to explain the unsettled feeling that rode her shoulders like a witch's cat. Flickers of faces, brief images of people standing near her, came and went so fast she tried to tell herself she was imagining things. Riker's warning was never far from her mind. Excuse you! You do not be aggressive. Hang on, the old man is being rude for no reason. Excuse me. You be nice. You are bigger. They are tiny. You do not attack them. Watch the attitude. Okay. Sorry, he was attacking Bean. Okay, anyway, we're almost done with chapter 3. Or, not 3, chapter 10. Sorry, my mind is still kind of in the book that I did today. Where was I? She tried to tell herself she was imagining things. Riker's warning was never far from her mind. The sooner she could get rid of the ring and return the stone to the royals, the better. As they passed the waiting room on their way toward the exit, Tiki glanced in at the throng of people waiting to be seen by doctors. Her eyes stopped on a blonde head, and her heart skipped a beat. A familiar face stared at her. It was the girl she'd seen in King's Cross, the same girl from Mr. Potts's store, the one who had asked about Clara. She was sure of it. Then the crowd shifted, and she was gone. And that, my beautiful raindrops, is the end of chapter 10. Yay. That was a long one. It's almost been an hour. I will be back tomorrow with chapter 11. I hope to see you guys there. You guys are so much fun. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, my beautiful raindrops. Stay spooky, stay weird, stay dreamin'.